Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for another edition of MUFC Unfiltered podcast Sunday night. There may not be no football, Premier League, Man United playing, but listen, we're here to talk all things Man United. And with me today, we've got man like Flawless in the building, 10K Flawless, Sarcasm City TV.
Well,
What are you telling
fam,
me, Flawless?
I'm blessed, man. Big up for having me, as always. Always look forward to the show, as always. Shout out to Double A. Always good. You know what I'm saying? I'm Double A's hype, man. Of course, always good to see Traps as well. Big up the chat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, throwback team and total 90 thing. And big up to you as well, Saeed. Obviously, help, man, like tremendously in
Yeah,
regards to the 10K and the special we did earlier as well. So make sure you check that out, people, because
yeah.
we did spoke in depth about Saeed's backstory, like in his YouTube journey so far. I learned a lot that I didn't even know. So make sure you check it out as well. Obviously, Rance has been on Lee Gunner, Troops, plus more. So yeah, make sure you check out the specials, people.
Yeah, facts, man. big up, man.
I got Double A, don't
Double
worry,
A,
man. Oh, my guy, I've got something for you. Don't worry about that, man.
Mm.
I've got something for you, man. Don't
Come
worry.
on,
Don't worry.
come on. Double A, man, wearing that vintage Brazilian top, the 98 Brazilian top, man. You know what I'm saying? That was when the real superstars were there, man. No, I mean, no disrespect to the new ones, but, you know what I mean? It was crazy, man, to see that where Brazil have gone to, man, in terms of the talent, but it is what it is, man. But how are you?
Bro, all the better for yesterday. Despite some Brexiteers on Twitter wanted to tell me I'm what did they call me? Spoiled because I don't support England. Apparently, that's the word on Twitter these days. Because apparently we've got a good life here in England, so that means I should support England, which is just nonsense. Well, no, good bit. But you say that, but this Brazil team that weren't fancied beat the best ever England team. Apparently. So it just goes to show, doesn't it? But listen, yeah, now I'm all good, man. Good weekend, like I say. I enjoyed the game yesterday. For me personally, just to see new manager, new era, new players coming through. Handed like, was it 5 debuts? Endrick coming on doing his thing. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them, mate. Like I'd rather watch teams and players that I'm excited about than watch. I feel sorry for England. Like Southgate is just. We'll probably touch on him today, unfortunately. But mate, what I've said it for so long. What he's doing to that team, those players, he should be arrested, mate. He should be thrown in the gulag. Like what he's doing is disgusting, mate. It's a crime against football. But all the better for seeing. Listen, like Flawless, mate. Big ups for the 10K and that. But I've been watching them specials, mate. They're unreal. So big up for that. Nice little concept bit, nice bit of content. And yeah, the legend that is Traps. You know what I mean? I enjoy being on with Traps, mate, because I know it's going to be a good show. He's acting calm now, but we know in 10, 15 minutes time, all but that. And obviously every single time, big up the legend that is Saeed and the best chat on YouTube. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. And they got Traps in the building, man. Traps, what are you saying?
No, and obviously my good friend Saeed said he has a problem, so I've come here to find out what it is.
Yeah.
That's such a troll.
Listen, this brother here, yeah, he's a troll, this Traps here.
Not only does he
tag me in, yeah. Nah, he's a troll, man. Not only does he tag me in stuff, yeah, but the guy decided to tag me in Scott Mctominay contract talks. I said, what? Let me go read on this, man. And I was like, yo, is this true? Or is this just rumors and that? But I just wanted to put it to bed today, yeah. If we give Scott McTominay a new contract, yeah, listen, might as well fold the football club, mate. What are we telling United that we should offer this guy? But you know what? He scores goals. But you know what? He's a good squad player. The reason why we need to get rid of him is this idea of squad players, yeah, that are not good enough for the first team. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, because they get a few goals here and there, it's not good enough, man. And he's only playing in this team because it's the way it's shaped right now. If we get better, Scott McTominay won't be there. You know what I mean? He won't. But the problem is because we're shit, we now value players like Scott McTominay and others, by the way, not just him. It's because we value players like that. I swear down to you, yeah. Give me a player that doesn't score McTominay's goals, but makes the team better. You see that? The word makes the team better. That's what I want. I want players that have a purpose in the team. He only comes in when the manager knows, yo, I need to score, I need to get a winner, I need to, come on, man, let's be honest. You know what I mean? He only comes in when he knows the manager, let's roll the dice, let's bring him on now. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. Same way with other players. You know what I mean? He brings him on when he knows he needs to win the game. So for me, Scott McTominay is a zero tolerance. No McTominay contract. Get rid of him. And you know what's mad, yeah? Just to kind of end this rant.
Yes, he's had enough. Yo.
No, I've seen online today. You know what? It wouldn't be so bad if he was a squad player. The same people, right? The same people that were saying, let's get rid of him last summer. You know what I mean? Let's get rid of him last summer. Yeah. And last summer, and by the way, last season, he was scoring a few goals here and there. Season before that, he'd chip in with a few goals. People know Scott McTominay chips in with goals. That's his speciality. He gets goals, he gets low. You know what I mean? I'd say about 4 or 5 a season, maybe 6, 7 if he pushes it. He gets his goals. But ultimately, we need to change the mentality now that right now, players have to leave. You know what I mean? If you want to rebuild, uncomfortable decision. I'm ready. This is why I want today to be honest chat about the rebuild. Because I want to know if we're serious or not. But yeah, floor's open to anyone.
Don't say this is proper, like, and the fact, I know it's annoyed saying a lot, and the fact that it's Traps that has tagged him and made this information
and tagged me,
onto him. Even more infuriating.
Yo, man tagged me.
Hey, Traps, you the worst.
This is the definition of shooting the messenger. I'm just the messenger.
Yeah, but the problem is you the wrong messenger because he didn't want the message. He didn't let him find out by himself, but you delivered the message. You are the wrong messenger with the complete wrong message. In regards to him, new contract talks. Why? It would be my thing. What has Scott McTominay done to warrant a new deal?
Kept a new deal.
Yeah, like a new deal should be on performances. So what? Because the thing is, even if we decide, let's say we let his contract run out, I don't know when it runs out, but let's say it's this summer or the summer after. Nobody is beating down the door to get Scott McTominay. You do not have to worry about top clubs coming to get Scott McTominay and talking to him in January. So let's say it's the summer 2025 and his contract runs out in a year. It's calm. Don't worry about it. We're safe if that's the case. Let him go. And like you mentioned there, it will be very telling of INEOS and this whole quote unquote rebuild, which I'm skeptical about anyway. And if we keep Scott McTominay, that's a wrong step. That is definitely not even a step. That is steps in the wrong direction. Why? What benefit does he bring? I don't even think you mentioned squad player. I don't think he's good enough to be a squad player. I think we have plenty of squad players there, but I would never fight to keep a squad player because you're a squad player for a reason. So never mind the player I don't even think is good enough to that. Like, move him on. Let him walk out for free. We're not, trust me, we are losing zero value with Scott McTominay, someone who pops up, scores the occasional goal. That is it. Is that what warrants being at Manchester United now? Because you can come off the bench and just score goals. And he's not even elite at that. It's like, all right, you get the occasional goal. Cool. Come on, man. We've had this conversation.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the Scott McTominay beef.
It's because of
you.
I'm sick and tired of it. That's why. I'm sick and tired of this revisionism. This idea.
Look at the smile on his face.
I do not understand.
You know what I mean, bro? How long we keep doing this, bro?
Why is that beefing Scott McTominay so hard? Yeah, bro.
It's old furniture. It's old
5 years old. Yeah, he's been there since he was 5 years old.
Oh, here we go, man. Here we go. Get the violins out, guys. Get the violins out.
I know you are triggered. But let's talk, man. Let's talk. It's fine. Let's talk. Scott McTominay has been at this club, since he was 5 years old. Yeah. There is a squad. The squad consists of 25 players. So that's 24 players, that could be playing better than in the team over Scott McTominay, for one. Scott McTominay weighs 39. I do not have a problem with Scott McTominay being in and around the squad, and chipping in with a goal when we need it, and sitting back on the bench for another 5 games or whatever. If he plays good, he can stay. I've got no issues with that whatsoever. Yeah, you man have got so much vim for Scott McTominay.
Yes.
There is a guy that costs 55 million, with 1 year left on his contract, and he wears the number 7. He is a bigger problem.
Yeah. And I've got the energy for him.
Yeah?
And I've got the energy for him.
That is a
I've got the energy for all of these guys, man.
Here's the thing,
you're making it too much of a big problem. Because at the end of the day, right, like I told you, if you get rid of these players, Manchester United are victims in the transfer market. They are victims. These men are victims. So you get rid of them and you start getting down to 8, and you have to get to your homegrown rule, your homegrown players quota and all that stuff. And anyone clocks wind of that, that's an extra 20 million for a replacement. Extra 25 million for a replacement. Then you're going to be looking at Ratcliffe saying, "Oh, you should have kept my man because obviously now the budget's lower, and obviously I don't trust INEOS, and obviously, you know what I mean? It's the Glazers' fault." No, listen, Scott McTominay's value is not going to change between now and next season. Get a replacement for him. Just leave him there and get somebody who is a better player than him, then replace him. It makes sense.
So here's what it is, Traps, because you mentioned why do people have so much vim and people have so much critique and criticism of Scott McTominay. In regards to Saeed, that's solely because of you. Because you're a troll and you will continue to run this daft Scott McTominay prop and all this foolishness and sending messages. So that's your fault with Saeed. That's solely on you, Traps, first and foremost. Secondly, though, the reason why other fans have so much criticism of Scott McTominay is because he plays so often. If you look at last season, he was barely mentioned. He was barely mentioned. Yeah, he was barely criticized. Exactly. He wasn't a factor. You know why? Because he wasn't playing. He was actually being used as a squad player. We rarely seen him. And all of a sudden, Manchester United better figure that one out. You know, what a shock horror that we got better when Scott McTominay left the team. So that's where it stems from. And that's to the detriment of the manager, picking players who are not good enough. And you mentioned replacements and how we should go about it. If INEOS and Jim Ratcliffe and Omar Barada and everybody else who's been hired and we've been linked to, this is now their job to change that. I agree with you 110%. We have been victims in the transfer market. It's now on these man to change that. That's what you man have been hired for. And if you can't go out and get a better player than Scott McTominay, then you are in the wrong job and we are fucked anyway, regardless, type of thing. That's how I'm looking at it. Change.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying allow yourself to have the time for it. Do you get what I'm saying?
They can do it this summer. They can
give yourself the time. I mean,
yeah, but they can get a Scott McTominay replacement this summer.
His value will never be as big as it will be this summer because of what he's done this season.
Yeah, they
his
can
value,
get
his value, and like someone in the chat said, it's 100% pure profit in FFP, whatever you want to call it, because he's from the academy. It's pure profit, which, as we know, seems to be the way that INEOS want to go down that route because of Varane and Casemiro. Apparently, they earn too much and they need to get shipped off. Scott McTominay is bringing you nothing but pure profit. On the other hand of that, I fully expect him to get this new contract. If it's to be true, I fully expect him to stay because it's this British core.
It's weak, man. That's weak from the board.
Bro, Manchester United have been weak for a very, very long time. And you're saying, how can he get a new contract? This is what Manchester United do. Half a good season, Rashford last season, Shaw last season, half a good season gets you a brand new contract. And I've said to you so many times on here, Ratcliffe is nothing but a British glazer. And I think he will prove to be that. Because everything, it's all right coming in and then scoring these empty nets, with Barada and Ashworth, which he's taken for 2 months too long for me. Why that's not already. Why we've heard no movement during the international break on that, when you've got the perfect time to go and get it done, is worrying. For me, I just think he's a British glazer. And I think it's worrying now that all, the Southgate links and the players we're looking at, we might not get any players at all. We have to sell to buy, which we know anyway, but you're selling the wrong players. I fully expect Scott McTominay to stay because so other people say, he's played over every single manager. He clearly is the Zidane of training. He must be the best player you've ever seen on the training pitch. For him to continue at a club like Manchester United, regardless of the dwindling standards that this club has had previously, because we know now you don't have to do much to stick around for a very, very long time. You could be injured for several years, like Phil Jones, and get a new contract and still sit on your ass to see it out. This club don't care anything about that. So Scott McTominay, for someone who talks a good game, being the face of the club in Adidas Predator adverts now, He clearly is someone that the club rate and clearly is someone the club back, because you can't move for social media without seeing a picture of Scott McTominay or Harry Maguire or Marcus Rashford. They love these players, and the fact they are British. Listen, you can talk about British and all this nonsense. Yeah, Scott McTominay is so shit that he had to move and play for Scotland because he's getting nowhere near the England team. Scott McTominay is about as Scottish as this shirt is. He's nowhere near. He's from fucking Preston. He's not Scottish at all. So he had any.
I've never actually thought about that.
Football, any international football he could play would have to be for Scotland.
Ain't he from Morecambe or something?
A Preston way,
no, I don't even know. Let me find out.
I'm sure Tyson Fury was saying that he would make a good boxer because he's tall and he's athletic and he's from Morecambe as well.
Probably be a better boxer than a footballer, to be fair. So Lancaster.
Lancaster. Yeah. So that's North. Double A spot on though. In regards to there's no way he should be getting a new deal. There's no way this works. And again, it falls on INEOS. It falls on Jim Ratcliffe, and I have my doubts about them. And they're on the clock this summer. This is no 2-3 years. Be ruthless. If you want to be the best, like you state you want to be, you have to make these ruthless decisions. And in regards to that, what? Someone told me the benefit of keeping Scott McTominay. There is zero benefit in any way, shape, or form. If we're talking about homegrown, give a youth player a spot. If that's the case, you telling me we don't?
It don't work like that, Flawless. Because you see the under 21 players, they don't count. You can just you can just call them up when you feel like it.
Okay, then. So if that's the case, go sign a younger English player. Then I'm like I said, 110%.
If you got 15 English players, then you can do all of this. But you see, we got 9. That includes Tom Heaton, and Johnny Evans, right?
Yeah.
So
keep Johnny Evans.
You know what I'm saying? When you get down to the
but we got Garnacho and
he's not.
Okay, but my point, but Traps, my point still stands.
But he's homegrown, isn't he?
We can go and get a homegrown player.
21.
Yeah, but we can go and get a homegrown player who's better than Scott McTominay is the point I'm making. If that's the sole reason, which I don't know, but let's say
I'm not disputing that. You're not hearing what I'm trying to say. The point I'm trying to make to you is that we do not have enough players, to be selling players and forgetting about it. See what I'm saying?
Wait,
if you go get yourself down to the quota,
what do you mean by forgetting players? No,
this club is going to get overcharged. They are going to get overcharged. So you end up, and you know what?
Who's going to get? Wait. Who's going to get overcharged?
You see them clutching.
No, I'm lost.
And end up with like Conor Gallagher for 75 million.
No. Who's going to get? No. Who's going to get overcharged? Manchester United, if we sell him. Is that what you're saying?
If you have to buy a replacement for him, like an English homegrown replacement for him, you're going to get overcharged. No.
Not if they're doing their job correctly. No, you won't. If they are doing their job correctly, then they won't. You don't have to go and spend 60, 70 million on a Scott McTominay replacement if they are doing their job correctly. No, you don't.
You kind of do, though.
Well, no, you don't. Why?
You want a player. You want a player. Look, you have to look at Scott McTominay's role. Scott McTominay is, as it stands, and I'm not saying he's an integral part of the first team. He plays regular football for the first team.
Yeah,
so you need
to
replace him with a midfielder that is better than him, that plays regular football. That is going to cost you a lot of money.
No, not necessarily. No, it doesn't, because there's a central midfielder.
That's what here for, man.
No, because there's a central midfielder right now that none of us are talking about. That this time next season, so March 2025, Manchester United fans are going to be clamoring about a signing who none of us have heard of, because it happens all the time. Why are we acting like there's not gems out there? There's gems out there. You know what? It's on INEOS. It's on Jim Ratcliffe. It's on the CEO, the COO, scouting, recruitment. Go and find and locate these players. There's players out there. This myth that it costs a lot of money to sign talent is ridiculous. No,
I'm not saying it costs a lot of money to sign talent. It costs a lot of money to sign English.
Let me just jump in there because we don't need to buy an English player or British player to replace McTominay. You can do it in other areas. No. For one, we've been linked with João Gomez this week from Wolves. Been class this season for Wolves, I think. 40 million was touted. You could get 30 million easy now for Scott McTominay. That's the season he's had. He could command 30 million. He's also going to the Euros. If Scotland, he does decent in the Euros, you could add another 5, even 10 million on that. Therefore, you've paid for exactly what you've got for Scott McTominay. Now, if we go and get Branthwaite, there's an English player in his space already. If Lindelof goes, so there's a replacement straight away. And I also believe I've heard that if we're looking at Jeremy Frimpong, apparently if he comes back, he's classed as homegrown because he was at City between 9 and 19, 8 and 19.
No, listen, I hear what Double A's saying, and that's right what he's saying. But the problem that you have with that is when they see that you need to fill this quota, wherever you go on this thingy, they are going to charge you extra money because they know you need it.
And that's where
I'm gonna solve it. I'm gonna solve it.
Go on.
This summer, we could go and buy Tosin Adebayo from Fulham. I think he's a good centre-back. He is going to be free this summer. Listen, I think he's good, you know. I really, as a squad player, I think he's very, very good, yeah. Good on the ball. And then, listen, if Eriksen leaves, I don't mind Ross Barkley as a squad player. For me personally. And then, hold on.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Are you telling me Ross Barkley can't go into this Man United team and be a baller? Are you mad? First of all, yeah, I'm just giving you examples. I'm not saying I want them. I'm saying there are free transfers and free possibility that you don't have to spend money to replace them adequately. Because that's what Traps is basically saying. You have to spend money to replace them. I'm saying you don't talk to Adebayo and Ross Barkley.
What do you want to see? Like, this is what I'm trying to say. This is where the goalpost goes all, like, you know what I mean? It's like, what do you want to see? Do you want to see these INEOS people build a team that is sustainable for the next 5 years? Because I'll tell you this now, see the sample size of Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley's had one good season for Luton. He was trash at Chelsea. Absolute trash at Chelsea. Yeah. So all of this, not really. He was just not giving opportunities, man. Come on, man. He was playing.
He was trash.
Nah, he weren't trash, man. He was
trash, man.
Bro, he wasn't a flop block like that, man. He just didn't get opportunities. Bro, do you see that midfield? You had Kante, Kovacic, Jorginho. He was never getting that midfield.
Okay, right.
Conte was never given a chance.
So my problem with all this is, and talking about Tosin and bloody Ross Barkley, and me and Flawless say it all the time. You should be bringing players in that go straight into your starting 11. If you're bringing players in to sit on the bench, you've got a massive problem because that's all they're going to do is sit on the bench, and then they come on for the players that are starting and they're not good enough. So why are we looking at players to sit on the bench? We need the people to be pushing out Casemiro, testing Bruno, pushing out Bruno, and testing Mainu, who's an 18-year-old kid. That's what we need to be looking at, not players to sit on the bench and let these players.
That comes at a price, especially
for the English where the scouting network.
It comes at a price if it's Manchester United currently. What we need to be doing is walking away for deals. I agree with you. Our reputation is in the bin. We have been overcharged and overpaid for players. That's what INEOS and Jim Ratcliffe and everybody who's now involved in the new negotiations need to stop from happening. So what we need to do is, let's say we go in for, give us an English player. Let's say it's Braithwaite, for example. We use him because we've been linked to him. And Everton go, we want 70 million, we want 80 million. You know what we say? No. And then the next player we go in for, we should have a price for every single player. And once they go north of that price, we say no. Because you know what happens when you start saying no to deals? Clubs who you are now negotiating with understand that you will walk away and understand that you will go elsewhere. That's what we need to do.
But you're in a position to do that now. But if you start getting rid of players and you have to fill spaces.
No, you don't. You can still do both. That's a myth. No, that's
if you have to fill spaces.
No, it's not.
But you're a captive audience then. It's not. For instance, if you get to the end of and you have to replace certain players, you will be overcharged. Right now,
not necessarily. Not if you say no. Listen, go locate. There's hundreds of thousands of players playing football, fam. Come on, man. You don't know that's not the case. It's not the case. No, it's not Traps. No, it's not.
If you have to replace something, if you have to replace something, it's like I gave you an example earlier. If you go to a Costco and you buy a bottle of water, it might be 75p. If you go to Wembley and buy a bottle of water, it might be £4.80 for the same.
You don't have to buy one at Wembley.
You have to buy it where it is.
You don't have to buy one at Wembley.
You got to Sainsbury's. You
do not have to buy one. You don't have to. You do not have to buy one at Wembley. You don't. This myth that Manchester United have to overpay is absolutely based off of what? There's hundreds of thousands of players playing football. Come on, man.
They don't have to overpay. But if they put themselves in a position where they have to replace players, they will have to overpay.
Negotiate. That's what they need to go and find, and this is why the scouting.
Berardo, Dan Ashworth. Yes. Bro, we were paying big money for big decisions. But they said to us, Jim will fix it. So I'm waiting for Jimbo to fix it.
Omar Barada is here. Whether it's Ashworth, whoever it is. I'm saying whoever it is. You don't have to go and overpay. It's a myth. What are we talking about? There's hundreds of thousands of players. There's hundreds of thousands of players to choose.
Can you
this comment here?
Please, just I hear what I'm trying to say. If you do not put yourself in a position, you do not have to overpay. That is correct. But if you sell yourself,
if we sell Scott, we should be negotiating to get rid of him anyway.
You have to overpay.
We will not have to overpay. No, we will not. Not if we negotiate correctly and scout.
Well, okay, let's give an example. So Traps here? What player are you thinking that we might have to overpay? Give me an example. Give me an example.
When I say I'm overpaying, I'm saying what I'm saying is that you're looking at you've got nine of these players, 9 of these players, including Tommy and thingy. The quote is 8. People are saying Maguire needs to go X, Y, and Z. So you can't get rid of all of these players.
Yep.
Yeah. So you have to find suitable replacements for them and homegrown players as well. So what I'm saying to you is if we go down, say we get rid of Maguire and we'll get down to Mctominay. We're at 7. So we need to replace one of these to get the quota, which is 8.
Yeah.
When teams know that you have to have that player in, they will overcharge you.
Well, then you move on.
If
you move on, Traps.
If you go and find your buyer player now, where you can walk away from deals and not have a problem,
you move on.
Then it's fine.
You acted like there's only 2 English players to choose from.
No, but I'm saying, you're saying you say you move on. How can you move on when everybody knows that you need to buy this player?
Because you don't necessarily have to buy that player. What are you talking about?
No, it's not about that.
That's where your scouting comes in. Go and locate a player.
Oh, but that's where remember, you know it's mad, yeah? That's where we've done wrong in the past. We've kept to one player and stood by that and be like, get checked. Move on, like a girl. There's many fish in this sea. You're not. If you've got a girl, hold on a minute. There's a girl right now you like, yeah.
It's not one player. It's like this. It's like, for instance, every agent in the world,
we get super chats.
Man United need to meet this quota. Yeah, they need to meet this quota. Every English player that we have, they're going to be inquiring about them, so we need to overcharge because they need to.
Okay, so let's say the players valued. Okay, so let's say the players valued at 10 million and we have to pay 15. Cool. What's that? Well, you telling me that? You telling me so? You telling me there's no English player? There's no English player on the planet that can go and sign. Come on, man.
You're making it sound good because you're saying a player might be worth 15 million, but that's what happened here. A player might be worth 10 million. You might end up paying 50 for him, and then what?
Well, that's not that stupid. Don't. That's the whole point I'm making.
That's where the CEO, the director of football, the manager come together. They draw up a list of 5 players.
Hundreds of English players.
5 players, and they go to all 5 clubs and say, "How much are you asking for this player? Your number one, it's 60 million. No, we'll pay 40. No, 60. You go down to the next one. You sound out prices. You have to work smarter. The problem with United is we go heads first into one deal beyond. Wait all summer, and then you're scrambling on your ass, and then you go to Rabiot. He wants I want this much because I know you're desperate for a midfielder. Oh no, not doing that. So you're desperate again going to Real Madrid. If you're working on 3-4 deals at a time, and it's like no one knows what you're after, but once it's in the media all the time and for weeks and weeks and weeks, clubs are going to take the piss out of you, and that's why we have to pray that this new. I'm sick of saying the word structure, but Ashworth and Barada start to use and know how to work the market better than people who don't work in football, who've never worked in football, like Murta and Arnold, because they don't look diddly shit. And that's why they got the pants pulled down every single transfer window. So that's why we have to have a smarter plan going into this window of 4 or 5 players each position we're looking for. And then we know we're sounding out prices well before we even get down to the table to negotiate one.
Because Double A, you know what this comes back to? Again, even the problem that we've had and I've spoke about it on this channel, we too busy looking at names rather than profiles. Yeah. That's what it should be. It should be a list of profiles. And there's plenty of players who fit whatever we're trying to do. And that ties back into the system and how we're trying to play. So this whole thing, it shouldn't have been in the summer, go and get me Mount. What kind of rubbish is that? No, go get me an 8 who runs around, runs laps, does up cardio and is technically decent. You can easily go and find that anywhere. That's easy. Give that money to me and I could have found it for half the price. So what we're talking about here is like in regards to, yes, finding top quality players is extremely tough, but you man are paid extremely well. This is why you man are millionaires. You man are millionaires at your jobs to go and do these tough things. Are obvious signings out there? No, but there's hundreds of thousands of players across the globe. You might have access to every single top league across the globe and every continent across the globe. Go and locate these players. If you have to say no to 10 deals, 20 deals, 50 deals until the reputation is intact, do so. And it's all about, and this ties back into like what I said, systems. Too busy are we looking at names. And that's why when people say, oh, there's no value in the market, nonsense. There is value in the market. What they should say is there's no obvious names. When people say, oh, the striker market's dead, for example. All right, cool. Who knew about Adogi before he went Spurs? Now he's one of the best left backs in the league. How much did he cost? Said this last week.
Vicario is
the goalkeeper. Nobody was mentioning. And again, let me exclude the aliens of football knowledge, the likes of Jez Connect.
You know what they have though?
Like, what are we talking about? Go locate these players.
You know what they have, yeah? Before I bring up the super chat, they have data analysis as well, football data that helps and backs their argument. With us, we've been going for names for so long, and this is where INEOS have to change the rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? But let me bring a couple of super chats in. McTominay love is better than lost possession. Mainu, don't understand that. Aminu says, Saeed, was Darren Fletcher a squad player? You are nuts. Listen, Darren Fletcher had, for me, like, you know, he was a squad player, but also he knew his role as well. And he was in a team that we were playing well. It's different to now. We need to actually play good football. We don't play good football. So I just feel like, for me, disrespectful on Darren Fletcher.
Fletcher couldn't even. McTominay couldn't even lace Fletcher's boots. Fletcher was only very important player.
Yeah,
he started off as a squad player, but then he became massively important. I think Fergie even said, I can't remember which final it was, that if he'd have played him, we probably would have won it against Barcelona. I think it was 09, was it? One of them two finals. He said, if Fletcher had played, I think we would have won. He became a massively important player for Manchester United. McTominay is just at the moment in the purple patch and scoring a few goals. I assume next season he'll be back to doing fuck all again. So let's not put these two players in the same category, please.
He was supremely important in like big games as well, Darren Fletcher. Like
Absolutely.
people, if they don't know, he played right midfield at one point. Like, let's not dispute that. Like that's how. Even though he wasn't technically exceptional, he was technically good enough to play on the wing.
You know what he did? And you know what he didn't do? He didn't hide. And that's what Scott McTominay does. On his rebuild, but you refuse to sell that dwarf. Devil in red says, Witz is a special gem. What a baller. If INEOS want to have a proper goal at the club, start with him. He'll bring us exactly what we need as a 10. Adewale, big up to you, bro, says we need Barkley to push out McTominay. We still buy starters. Barkley the free is good business. He improves us. We need to realize that the more quality we can bring in, the better. You guys should remember it's INEOS, not Qatar. The budget will be limited to 250 million max. We need to bring some quality players on a free to get these old players out. I agree. We don't need to overpay. Don't buy Brandthwaite for 1 second. Don't buy Brandthwaite for 70 million to go buy Bremer for 43, who is probably better right now. We can get value for money in Europe. Todibo as well, 30 million. You know what I mean? So he still is around. You know what I mean? But again, is it a sexy enough name? I don't know. By the way, it's over 800 in the building. Smash the like button, people. Let's get up to 500 likes ASAP. But yeah, go on, Traps. What are you going to say?
I just love the fact that everyone turns to an accountant when it comes to these things. I'm just saying, listen. Yeah. What you have to do, listen, you don't have to relax, man. I know this Scott McTominay stuff triggers you. I will be getting the shirt, 39 on the back. I'm doing it because I just feel like it's...
What are you doing it for? You know
why I'm doing it? I've just seen how rattled man get over McTominay. And you know what? I just honestly think that he is not he is like the least of the problems, bruv. Like,
but he's part of the problem.
He's a problem.
Maguire, Luke Shaw, all of these guys should be gone.
You know, it's with Scott McTominay as well.
You're an enabler. You're enabling.
He might not be the greatest footballer, but I appreciate his attitude. I do. I appreciate it. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like he's not one of them people. He ain't got his family on Twitter trying to argue with man and all the extra stuff. He just gets he gets a load of stick and he gets on with it. Yes,
he gets on with it. He's a good lad.
He's not the greatest.
He's a good lad. Yeah, he gets on with it.
Bro, where have your standards?
You have players that get on with it. You have players that get on with it.
Listen, you know what my standards are, Double A? My standards are this. My standards are when you see an 11, yeah, and you see Scott McTominay sitting on the bench and he's not moaning and he's not going to the flipping the press and talking a load of rubbish to them and whatnot. And he comes in, he gets his odd goal, gets his odd minute here, starts in a cup game and whatnot. And that's what my standards be. I do not believe that Scott McTominay should be a starter for the team. But in the squad of 25, I don't mind him being there. I
Do you know why he don't moan? Do you know why he don't moan? Because he's a fucking lottery winner. He can't believe he's fucking there. Like, there's no way.
Like,
He's won the fucking lottery,
You
mate.
can't say that when he's saving the manager's
He has
job.
won the lottery. He has won the lottery. He cannot believe I play for Manchester United. That's why he won't leave. That's why Maguire won't leave, because they know no other club on that stature is ever going to buy them. So he's like, of course I'm not going to rock the boat because I can't believe I'm fucking here. Like, it's like absolute, like, he just, imposter syndrome. He can't believe his luck, honestly.
But you know what it is though? Yeah. You know what it is though, Traps, yeah? It's for me the culture you're setting in, yeah, that it's okay to sit on the bench. You know what I mean, bro? That attitude and that. No, but it's true though, man. I just feel like that attitude of you sit on the bench and you know your role and da. Like, I feel like now I've gone past that. Huh? No, but the thing is, Fletcher had a purpose, bro. Fletcher was playing. He was he was effective, yeah, in the system. He was effective in what he was trying to do, what Fergie was trying to do in big games. You know what I'm trying to say? That he was a game plan. Like, McTominay is not the game plan. I'm sorry.
Well,
like, Fletcher, at least, yeah, on the right side.
That's the truth. He currently is.
But that's what I'm saying to you. That narrative needs to stop. I feel like it's not just him, though. I don't want to focus too much on McTominay. This is why I put the title of the video. We need a serious rebuild. Because I'm seeing today big accounts saying, you know what, I don't mind Scott McTominay leaving this staying. I'm like, bro, if you want to get rid of the Deadwood and you want to be serious next summer, when you look at Liverpool's squad, go and look at Man City squad. Go and look at Arsenal squad. Yeah, there's some players like Nenny there or whatnot, and they should be gone here. The majority of the players here have some sort of purpose in that team, whether they come in and what they do or whatnot, and they're serious about it. This is what United have to do. Have to be serious now, man.
One thing I do agree with you, Traps, on is that he is far from the biggest issue at Manchester United in a squad that has massive issues. My problem with him is that he's rammed down your throat as if he should be there. He should be there.
Yo.
Oh, come on.
Yo.
Come on.
Nah. That's a Ayo, man. That's an Ayo.
Come on.
Hey, double A, all the shit that you said on there.
That genuinely was fucking innocent.
Sorry, I'm trying to add levity to this situation because it's just complete foolishness.
Normally I set him up, but that was genuinely innocent.
Yeah. You know what? That's not me. I apologize to you. Sorry, man. That's childish. Childish.
Just don't rub it in my face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Carry on.
Raw.
Hey yo,
man. I need that Ayo, man. I need that Ayo for stuff.
Hey yo.
Anyway, can't go one show without saying something. Do you know what I mean?
It's better than your Luke Shaw thing last week.
Yeah. But that's the problem. He's shown the club love to put him out and about like he's Totti or Zidane or some club legend that is absolutely should be there and has the right to be there. But that's it. The only reason we're talking about him is because his story is about his new contracts. And so, I mean, if it wasn't this story come out today, we're not talking about him now. We're probably talking about what striker we're getting. The Southgate links are dead now because of yesterday or whatever like that. It's the fact that we have to keep being thrown in our face these substandard players that aren't good enough, who would never. And people say, "Oh, you're living in the past" and stuff like that. But I think when you look at the players we currently have, you have to look in the past to say, if we ever want to get back to that, these players are never going to be good enough to do these things and play for a team that is competing. And, a lot of people, some people in the chat were doing it before, and I've said it myself. Does he get in a top 6 side? Does he get in Aston Villa's side? Does he get in Brighton's side? You start looking further down the league now. It's like, does he start?
Villa, man. Come on.
He don't start for Villa, mate. He don't start over McGinn. He don't start over Douglas Luiz. He don't start over
bro, come on, Trap, man.
He don't start for Villa. No way does he start for Villa. And
he don't start for Tottenham. He don't start for Man City. He don't start for
Brighton. He don't start for Brighton. He don't start for a lot of teams now. Like, and even West Ham have probably moved past him. And that.
But do you know what's mad though? Do you know what's mad about that statement? Yeah. Let's do this. Is he Onana? Does he start for Liverpool?
I agree with you.
No.
Like, Traps, don't get
he start
mistaken.
for Man City?
Traps, I agree with you.
Does he start for Man City?
But the thing is, I agree. He starts with Liverpool. But I agree with you in regards to what you're talking about. Is insert player name here. We just happen to be talking about Scott McTominay. I'm saying get rid of everybody. I am not defending anybody.
Everyone can get it. Eddie, shout out to Eddie.
Where's my guy Eddie? ACGI. Anybody can get it. There's no defense of this. The point that I'm making is because we're talking about him, let's talk about him. And you know how you know he's bad is because the conversation goes to, all right, well, what about everyone else? Yes, there's other problems. Is he the main problem at Manchester United? No. Is he top 5? No, I agree with you on that. Yeah, but let me land. When did we stop solving problems? If you have 20 problems, why can't if you can get rid of the 18th problem on the list, you tick it off? Why does it have to go in order? Where's this myth that it goes in order? You get rid of problems. Same way if you at your house, if there's a hole in your roof and your microwave's not working, clearly the hole in the roof is the bigger problem. Yeah. But do you not go and get a new microwave? You're not go get a new microwave.
It's an easier problem to solve.
Do you not get? Of course, you do both. Which is easier to do? Go buy a new microwave or get your hole in the roof fixed. What's easier to do? Or are you gonna wait? Of course, you go and get the microwave.
You're gonna wait.
You're gonna wait. I just be hungry with a hole in your roof. All right, calm.
Flawless. It's funny that you compared McTominay to a microwave because every time I watch him, he fries my fucking brain. I'll tell you that much.
Listen, let me
Double A, don't do that, man. Don't lie. When you saw him score against Liverpool, you was probably there. You was probably there, fucking just about to pull your top off, mate.
Listen, let me get these super chats in.
I ain't saying no.
McTominay is shit and he isn't at least of our problem. He can't pass as a midfielder. His attitude is a League 2 player. Barkley over McTominay. And Darren Fletcher was a better midfielder than Bruno. But that's a discussion for another day.
That's the fact.
You know what's bad, yeah?
That's true.
Yeah. Listen, but you know what it is here with me, yeah? This is what I think the great talking point is, yeah? Is that are Man United fans ready for a rebuild, man? Because I feel like we're just like, you know what it is, yeah? We miss things. We then like hold them to like too much. You know what I mean? We can't let things go. There's a problem with United right now. Can't let things go. We don't like change. We have our favourites. We have all of our players ready. If INEOS really want to do the rebuild, I said it, yeah. I will not stop them in their way. I won't complain. If Casemiro leaves, he leaves. If Varane leaves, he leaves. You know what I mean? They're the two persons where I was like, I want to keep them for maybe one more year, just because I feel like the squad needs mentality. It needs that kind of like, you know, solidity. It's still Varane is our best defender. You know what I mean? Like it or not, Varane is our best centre back. Casemiro, like I said, he can bring an element of mentality to the squad. But if INEOS want to get rid of them, cool. But my thing is, yeah, all of these favourites that everyone keeps talking about, yeah, it's just Player FC. It's, you know what, 1 minute they hated on them and they don't want them in this team. And now everyone's best player is this player now. And everyone's best player is that player. Reality is, yeah, you're only going to get one shot at this rebuild. And if you're not open-minded, we're going to get left behind, man. We're going to hesitate. Because you know what this INEOS will do? They'll look at the fan base, you know. They will somehow, I think for me.
I say this I've said it on your show before. I think I said it last week. I said it a couple of weeks ago as well. Forget the fans. Hey, you lot do what's best for the club. How about that? Do not be paying attention to what fans want. And I include myself in that. You lot are much more skilled and are much more qualified than me and all the fans who are talking on this. We are talking from a fan perspective. We're also talking from an emotional perspective, some more than others. How about you lot look at it as a job and do what needs to be done in regards to this rebuild? Don't worry. We'll be happy if you lot win. Manchester United actually get back to winning ways and look like a functioning, cohesive unit on and off the pitch. Guess what? Fans will be happy. For the most part, that needs to be there. Do your word to Roy Keane, do your job. Don't worry about all this extra stuff. That's how I look at it.
The only thing I would say about this rebuild is that I think a lot of fans need to expect to be disappointed. You know, I think we clearly know this.
What sense?
In terms of a lot of the players you can't fucking stand are going to stay at the club. McTominay being one. I truly believe they would throw a contract at him. I fully believe it. Rashford going absolutely nowhere. Bruno going absolutely nowhere. Probably Maguire going absolutely nowhere.
No, man.
I think.
Let me ask you a question, Double A. Yeah, if everyone had one unpopular player that they had to get rid of in the summer, yeah, who would it be?
Bruno.
I'm saying one of Bruno or Rashford. One of them two.
Has to be Rashford for me. Rashford. I mean, Bruno can still. I think Bruno is still offering a lot more than Rashford's doing at all. Like you saw last night, Rashford again is just I joked because I was watching a game with a load of England fans yesterday, and I joked saying it's so good to watch Rashford dish shit and not care because it's not a team that I care about. So I could watch it from the outside, look in and go, he is fucking gash, and then that's what he is. He's terrible. And
hey, Double A, well, you mentioned about Rashford. I mean, Bruno offering more than Rashford. Ain't hard to offer more than nothing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I hear that. But I think
I hear you though. What do you say, Traps? What you say?
I'm not slandering Rashford no more. I've made peace with that one.
Yeah, I think you have to. I wouldn't say it because the question was asked, but I fully expect a lot of these players. A lot of these players ain't going anywhere, and a lot of these players are still going to start next season. But I think I'm just very skeptical of INEOS. I always have been, and Sir Jim, and I think there's a lot of self-interest. There's even rumours coming out that he's suggesting players we should buy. I think that apparently the Dewsbury Hall one was one of his suggestions. I think Dewsbury Hall.
Who's suggesting them?
I think Sir Jim apparently is suggesting players.
Have you heard that thing, by the way, that the manager has no say? Basically, he has to basically. He wants a manager that will basically.
It's not a manager, is it? It's a first team coach.
See, I think that doesn't make sense, but this ties back into this whole rebuild. And Double A said a lot of fans will be disappointed about it because we all want different things. Players are going to be here that we don't rate. Players are going to be here that I don't rate. That's not my issue. What I want, though, is none of this, clean slate for everybody. No, everybody involved picks a style, everybody. Then you go get a manager to implement said style. And then even if it's players you don't rate, so let's say they decide, all right, Maguire, Lindelof can fit whatever the manager's trying to do. Cool, but there has to be a clear identity of how we are trying to play at the end of halfway through the season. Once it hits December, January, I want to be able to sit here and go, all right, this is what a Manchester United player is. This is a United fullback. This is the United centre back, etc. That's what it needs to be. Even if it's players are here that I don't rate, it's like, all right, cool. We're actually having steps in the right direction, but don't clean slate everybody and decide as we're going on. No. Cutthroat. We gotta be ruthless expedition.
I think you know what it is as well. Yeah, is obviously this is social media. Like this is how it is. It's always going to be like this because this is what it's meant. This is what it's designed to do to people's brains. But if you look at the history of social media, yeah, we have been told Man United have been doing things and getting players and this rumor and that rumor. 90% of them, I would say 90%, 85%, I'll give them 85% is complete and utter bullshit at the end of the day. So what you have to remember is Jim Ratcliffe is someone who's quite vocal. Like he's on podcasts and he talks to people and he
man's on too much podcast.
Ratcliffe, come to Unfiltered podcast, man.
He might say for real. He likes this player, he likes that player, he likes a manager, he likes thingy, and then people take it as it's a story. Oh, Jim Ratcliffe wants Southgate, but in actual fact, that he's picking players. But in the reality, if he wanted to pick players, he just bought a stake of 1.something billion. So what's he getting a CEO for? What's he getting all these people around him for? It's a load of this is what I try to tell people. What you have to do is you're going to hear things that you're not going to like. Yeah, you're going to hear things, you're going to see things that you're not going to like. But what you have to do, you have to wait until Ratcliffe has come in, yeah, and got all his ducks in a row, and say, right, this is what we're doing now. There's no wait for him to. There's no waiting for this guy to come in or that guy to come in. The team is here. This is what we're doing. This is going to be the manager. These players are leaving. These players are coming in. Because if you sit there and you scroll through your thingy, you'll be hearing that Man United is selling 25 players and buying 60. That's what you'd be hearing.
Yeah, we get linked to everybody. Yeah,
so what? Like, these things. Like, I know it's obviously cool. We've got to debate it and we've got a thingy, but I'm saying what we think and whatnot. But in the reality of it is that I don't think that there's any sort of tabloid at this present moment of time that's got a story, that is concrete about anything.
Nah, no way.
Hey, there's a lot of speculation, and we have to discuss it because people are going to ask us about it. Guys. People are going to be like, what do you think of such and such? But I get you. That's why I don't take too much stock of it. I'm not like invested like that. Well, we'll see. But they're on the clock because I'm with Double A in regards to I don't trust INEOS and Ratcliffe. I don't. I have my doubts. I really, really do, and I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see. It all sounds good.
They've never been massively successful in anything they've done. Nice have not been successful. Let's be honest. Their fans and even their own players have come out and slagged off the ownership before. F1 cycling, they've never been massively successful at any of that. I don't see how that's going to change at Manchester United, regardless of Jim Ratcliffe being a Manchester United fan. Just because you're a United fan doesn't make you any better to start making the changes that are necessary at the club to take us back to the top, especially when, listen, we can talk about the same stuff that the debt is not going anywhere, is it? Let's be honest. And that's a massive hindrance on this club wanting and competing properly in the transfer market competitively. The fact we talk about free signings at Manchester United, honestly, not to be sick. Why the hell are we talking about getting Barkley and tossing free signings at Manchester United? What is going on? And it worried me last week, the whole Southgate thing. I said it to you, Saeed, on Thursday. The fact the club, for a club that leaks so much, that there was nothing to quell this rumor about. I'm not saying it's true, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but normally it's put to bed usually quite quickly that they're back in Ten Hag or whatever. There's no imminent plans to change the manager, anything to stop it, and I heard nothing all week. The fact that hasn't happened not worries me, but it's like how has that all of a sudden changed? I just I'll forever scream I wanted a full sale. I didn't necessarily want Qatar, and that's what everyone will always think, but that's just because they were the only ones that were offering what I wanted. We're stuck with Sir Jim and we're stuck with the Glazers for a very long time. We just have to hope and pray that what they're saying or what they've started to implement starts to come to fruition, and we start to see the upturn. Because at the moment, like I say, for this Ashworth stuff to go on to nearly 2 months is frankly ridiculous. When we've got one of the biggest summers we're ever going to have, I think, in terms of outgoings and incomings, and a new era of Manchester United, the fact that this is taking so long does worry me quite a lot.
You know what's mad, yeah? Big up to Victor as well, man. He said, big up everyone here, man. Make sure you don't like the video. There's 900 people here. Yeah, big up Victor always, man. There's 900 people here. Let's get up to 500 likes, guys. Hit the like button. Looks like this, free to do so. Yeah, man, come on. Adiwala says the midfield is the most important part of the pitch. We need to get rid of Bruno ASAP. You know what? Let me ask you a question. What is the biggest area for you guys, yeah, this summer in terms of like what we need? Is it what Adiwala says at midfield?
Everywhere. Is that thing called everywhere?
Yeah.
That thing called that. I'm tired of everybody, man.
I think if you're gonna do anything here, the first thing you need to do is you need to sort out the spine. That's what you need to sort out. Sort out the spine of the team first. And I mean that in a sense of, obviously, you need to be looking at where you're gonna go with this team for the next 5 years. So are you gonna sort of pay for a spine, like get a spine of team of players in their prime, or are you gonna go a bit younger and let the team grow, and then obviously decide your style of play, and then whatever, get rid of who you need to get rid of and get in who you need to get in, and promote who you need to promote and loan who you need to loan. But I think the spine, obviously we've got Højlund. He's not going to go anywhere. Bruno, the problem with Bruno, the problem that I have with Bruno, for me, is that a lot of these players, even Rashford as well, these players do not have direct competition. They need to have some direct competition, that they need to know that if you have a stinker, this guy's going to replace you. I think that needs to happen a bit more. You know what I mean? I feel like when you do have stinkers, I feel like you need to sit on the bench, and you need to, because like we said, you see the likes of Kevin De Bruyne sitting on the bench when it's not going his way, and then getting subbed off when it's not going his way. Haaland as well. I mean, there's certain games that he'll find himself coming off early or being on the thing, but it's not. I just think there needs to be the team. There needs to be a team. There needs to be an environment where it's an environment where, yes, we are a team and we fight for each other, but at the same time, you need to know that I'm your competition at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? You want to see that, you know what, cool, we're all friends and that, we're all team. But at the same time, I want your spot, man. You know what I mean? Too many people here, like too many nice guys, man. You know what I mean? I want your spot, man. I want to take that spot. But I don't know, man. Everyone's a bit, nicey. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like we need that competition, man. And this is why I always say, like with Garnacho, he's took that spot, took it well. You know what I mean? I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but he actually believes he should be there. And I'm not saying that it's a bit cocky and arrogant, yeah, but at least he looks at himself and says, "Yo, like, is anyone gonna take this spot off me?" You know what I mean? Players come on, I think they're too nice to be like, "Yo, man's not your bedroom right now. When we step on that pitch, I'm here to take your spot, man." You know what I was there?
Yeah,
Remember
yeah, brethren thing,
I'm
man.
here to take your spot.
Thing. Yeah, ain't no brethren thing. I hear you.
5-15 has to go.
Do you remember when that was applauded, though? That cocky and arrogance when we had players that were like that, and that was applauded, and that's what you needed to be an elite footballer in a side that competed for everything. Cantona, arrogance. Ronaldo, arrogance. Rooney, arrogance and self-assurance and cockiness about his own ability. That was lauded. Now you have a little bit of that, and then a young player doing it, and I'm not going to sit here and start talking about Garnacho being a world-class player, this, and this, and this. But he's come on and he's had moments of a young player, a lot more than what some young players do actually go and have. We did it with Rashford when he come in and started bagging straight away. Do you know what I mean? Like, this was a thing that was everyone wanted, and now it's not. It's you can't be like that now. No, you have to toe the line. You have to be this, and this. I want them players to have that self-assuredness and cockiness and arrogance and belief in themselves that when they come on the pitch and play for Manchester United, they're the best player in the world, because usually that gets results. We just need to get back to that throughout this squad, I think.
It's all about, because you mentioned there with the mentality and you want people to be confident and have that arrogance, but you got to deliver on the pitch. All the players you mentioned before that, they all delivered on the pitch. And that's why we was like, Fairs, we can't say anything. Like that's where this all comes down to in regards to when we start having conversations about mentality, you're probably not delivering on the pitch. If Garnacho was at a certain level, we ain't gonna get into the Garnacho debate, but if Garnacho was at a high level and operating at a high level, nobody would be talking about his attitude. Same way no one spoke about Ronaldo's attitude, Rooney's attitude. People forget Rooney tried to leave the club. People act like that wasn't a thing and didn't happen. That's testament to how good he was. Now, let's say, for example, I don't know, look at the Jadon Sancho situation. We'll just use that as an example. Look at the difference. Bear in mind, he didn't come out publicly and say, I want to leave. And again, people, I'm not saying he was right or wrong. Whole different conversation. I'm talking about Sir Alex Ferguson stood on the pitch and said, Rooney wants to leave. And we act like it didn't happen. That's how good a player he was and how great he was in the level. These players just got to perform. Same way, it ties back into what I was talking about with the ownership and INEOS and Jim Ratcliffe. Forget the fans, deliver. If you man do your job, you will get applauded.
I think there's something. I think it's a mentality thing as well, though. I think it's. I feel like that part. I don't know about the younger generation, man, but I feel like they just don't have that killer instinct mentality. I don't think there's not a lot of players. I mean, if I look around now, you've got the likes of Jude Bellingham. I mean, obviously Kobe's quite young, but you kind of see it in him. But the thing is with these players, what you have to remember is that when you play for Man United, it doesn't matter who you are, yeah? Doesn't matter who you are. As soon as you get to Man United, you're in the limelight. You're pushed into this limelight.
Yeah, facts.
And that is a problem because some people, they enjoy it and they might enjoy it a bit too much, but then the pressure comes. And then when the pressure comes, they can't, they sort of get put under pressure that they can't sort of recover from. And you need to find these players with these mentalities where they just want, we respect Man United.
Bro.
We want to play for this badge. We want to win. Yeah, we want to win. We want to restore Man United back to what we was. Do you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean?
I rate Sandro.
Because if you look around, even if you look at the Man City teams and that, right? If you look at Man City's team, there's no real superstars in there. If you look at some of their players, some of the story. Obviously, when I sit in that chat with Big Steve and that, he says that Rodri gets found in flipping in Piccadilly Gardens feeding pigeons. I see him there. That's what I'm saying. But you have to understand, them players, they're the kind of players that literally they're just football players. Do you know what I mean? They love the game. They play the game. They want to be the best at the game. They don't really care about the fame side of things. Do you know what I mean? They don't even do you know what I mean? But the problem with these players is that when you're a Man United player, as soon as it says, say for instance, we just signed double A on a transfer to United, the phone's gonna ring. It's gonna be like, "Oh, hi, we're calling from Coca-Cola. We're calling from this one. We're calling from that one."
Yeah, for real.
And before you know it, you think you're some superstar, but realistically, you're playing shit football. But you're on a 5-year contract, yeah. So you're good here, and do you know what I mean? You got someone on your phone saying, "Oh yeah, can you come for a photo shoot down at, I don't know, Calvin Klein?"
Yeah, man.
So it's you need to get them players that don't care about that stuff. They don't care about that stuff. They want to win trophies. They want to be successful. Yeah, they don't want to be on Instagram. They don't want to be on billboards. They just want to win trophies and be the best. And that is the mentality that you need to have.
You know what it is though? It's like when players do interviews, yeah, and I will say, "Yo, listen, why are you doing an interview, man? Just get on with your job." But then people say, "Oh, but you know, he's got to be protected, man. Why are you hating on him doing interviews?" I'm like, broski, like, let's concentrate, man. What are we doing here? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but again, it ties back into what I was saying: performance on the pitch. Because in our successful period, these man did interviews. It wasn't a conversation. You know why?
Nah.
He was winning Premier Leagues and winning Champions League and winning games. And Traps is right in regards to everything else that comes along being a Manchester United player, and that ties into being a delivering being a Manchester United player. There's added pressure. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Once you play on the King's team, guess what? And you play on such a successful side, you have to, unfortunately, and it's not right, have to deal with all of that outside stuff because you do reap the benefits. Because if you are successful at Manchester United, you go down as a legend. You go down as a legend. Like, look at Manchester City for all the success they've had, and they've had great success, had a dynasty. It don't hit the same as when it's a Manchester United player having success.
Yeah, but if you look,
Liverpool in that mix, Arsenal are the same as well, and I think Chelsea are also the same. So like it goes hand in hand. You just have to deliver on the pitch.
But if you look back to the players, yeah, it's a known fact that you need to have football players with elite mentalities to play at these clubs.
Agreed.
Because if you look at if you look at the '99 team, there's no, the only superstar, I'm talking like social superstar, was David Beckham. All them other guys, they were elite footballers. Yes, the Scholeses, the Giggs, Keane, Stam, but they were just football players. It's like Van Nistelrooy. Van Nistelrooy goes down as a Premier League great. He's just a football player. He's not somebody who's out there. He's on Billboard. Beckham is still a superstar to this day. He's 40 something years old. Do you know what I mean? So that's it's a known fact that you need football players. You need these kind of players. You might have the odd one. Like, remember we had Ince before, and he kicked him out of the team, called him a big time Charlie and all the other stuff. So Ferguson has set you the blueprint. He's told you that. He showed you that these lot you need ballers. You might have the odd one that might be a superstar. Like if you look at Man City now, the only real superstar they've got like that is probably Jack Grealish. Do you know what I mean? So
what would I think Haaland is getting there now. To be fair, Haaland's definitely up there. De Bruyne now is slowly. He's going to get shifted out soon.
He's still just a football player. If we're going to be honest about it, like he's somebody who he's got an elite mentality. Like he wants to be the best. He wants to score the goals. If he could score 100 goals in a game, he would score 100. He wouldn't get bored. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is, man. But it's hard to find. It's hard to find players that can come to Man United and stay focused. It's fucking hard.
For real.
It is. I agree. Like we are looking for the top 1% of the top 1%. It is extremely the job that the scouting team and the recruitment have, and being a Manchester United player here is. That's why more players will fail here than be successful, because we're looking to be the creme de la creme and the cream of the crop. Even City, as good as they are, they've had players who have gone there under Pep and failed. Same way Liverpool have had players who failed under Klopp. Arsenal had players who have failed in their most successful era. So is Wenger, for example, in the Premier League, even under Sir Alex. It is extremely tough because you are tested mentally here. Because if you have a bad game for Manchester United, guess what? It is a news story. It is a news story. If you have an average game at Manchester United as a new signing, it's a news story. But at other clubs, you can go. You can play bad for 2 months and not win a football match. No one really bats an eyelid. Manchester United draw a game.
Players get a flat tire. A flat tire on the motorway is front page news.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's so difficult to fight because there's no, because what we have to look at as well. In the last 10 years, there has been some absolute players that have come through these doors, you know, and it's just not worked out. It's just not worked out because I'm telling you now, it's not for what obviously we was lucky as kids to see what we've seen and enjoy what we've enjoyed.
Hey. that screenshot is mad. Someone take a screenshot. There you go. You're back.
There you go. He's back.
Yeah, no, it's literally like we're lucky to see what we've seen and see what we've had. But what you have to remember is that for you to get back to that, you have to have a special group of players, bro. It has to be a special group. It has to be because that's what we had. So you can't, like I said, it's like football players nowadays. I just don't think they have the mentality for it.
I think it's self-interest. A lot. It's all about self-interest now, isn't it? Protection of your own brand. You know, you can't be seen to be below anyone else. I need to be the top dog. I need to be this. I need to be that. That's the problem that football finds itself in. We don't have that sort of. What we need to get back to is that siege mentality Manchester United were famous for. Do you know what I mean? As soon as anything came out, and rightly or wrongly, someone said it the other day, and I think it rings true. I hate him for it, but Jurgen Klopp, when he starts having a go at journalists and all that, he did it after the game last week. He was having a go at that journalist and that. It deflects from the team, and he's protecting his team. We don't have enough of that now. All we get at the moment is Ten Hag going, no, we played well. No, we had a good game.
XG.
We had a good
game. You should be wilding out talking about how dare you. If you're going to double down, if you're not going to be delusional, double down with your delusion. Do a calling reporters fat. I'm with that. All right, cool. Give us something to talk about. Deflect away from the team properly. Don't go, you actually believe the nonsense you're saying. No. They'd be like, wild out. Be like, nah, man, don't worry about that. I control my team. How about you concentrate on your job? Say that to a reporter. Say that to the fans.
Yeah.
But again,
you know what's mad? And also this year as well, don't make obvious signings as well, man. Like, you know what I mean? This year already, like I like Brandthwaite, yeah, but if it's not working, find another one. You know, this summer it's Elise. Bro, look for something else as well. Like, don't just like make it bait. I hope this board don't make it bait that, you know, we're getting the players that's been touted by the media, you know what I'm saying to you. And also selling as well is going to be tough as well, man. I seen reports today that Donny van der Beek, Frankfurt don't want to buy him. You know what I'm saying? They're not looking to spend money on Donny van der Beek. I was like, shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, we got to sell well as well this summer because, bro, you know what I mean? We can't Hannibal and all these guys. Hannibal ain't going to make it United. So what can we get out of him? Apparently, Sevilla not even playing him. We can't even get the right loans right.
Apparently, he started the last game, though.
Hey?
Apparently, he started. He ain't played for a while, but he started the last game, apparently.
He started last game? I don't know, man. From what I read, like, he's not really playing.
Fernandez meant to be coming back from Benfica as well.
What's happened with Fernandez? What's happened with that?
It's just not been playing him. I don't know what it is. He's just not been getting games. And this is United are very well known for having bad loans. I think there's one or two that works out. I think even
how's doing?
I think he's doing okay, but I think Dango's not doing that well. Is he at Port Vale as well? I think we're just not good at loading players out, and I think
that needs to change as well. You know,
it has to. Like, but
I think the way we loan players needs to change. I feel like there should be a strict protocol. Yeah, when it comes to loaning players, players can only be loaned to the top 10 if they think if they're getting to the place where it's like. They're trying to break into the first team, but obviously, for obviously it's not they're not going to be able to. But you need to prove themselves a bit more. There should be a law that we have where it's like they can only be loaned to the top 10 teams in the Championship, or the 3 teams that are being promoted, or a Premier League team. That should be it. Why are we loaning
to play the Championship,
Portuguese League when we wanted to play in the Premier League? Loan them to the Championship or the up and coming, the promoted sides or a Premier League.
Yeah, team. Like Luton. Yeah.
At least
that's what I was saying.
This guy can't play in the Premier League. This guy's not good enough in the Premier League. Can't play.
Because look at Mengi at Luton. Yeah, left United and he's fucking tearing it up. Why are we not doing that with players? Why is it always the bottom end of the football league? And then even like Ahmad, yeah, like amazing loan last season, proved that he could play at a high level, and then he came back and it was like, all right, there's rumours he's going to go on a loan. He was going back to Sunderland, but no, they've not been promoted. Get him to the fucking middle to bottom end of the Premier League. Why are
exactly?
we back where we're comfortable?
That's what I mean. Like a pro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You progress. Because
you see with that double A, you know what happens with that? You see if you've got a player, say for instance we've got a Dan Gore, we say, all right, cool, Dan Gore, we're gonna send him to Leicester. Yeah, he plays 20 games for Leicester in the Championship. They get promoted. Yeah, all right, cool. Do you want to keep him for another year? Yeah, we'll keep him for another year. Okay, keep him for another year. All right, we've seen him play. Go and do your scouting. Go and do your analysis on it. All right, well, let's have a meeting about Dan Gore. This. Conclusion: there's fight between Dan Ashworth, whoever, the CEO, whatever. What's the conclusion? Yeah, we don't think he's quality, but he's not the quality that we want for the team. Okay, cool. Put him on the market. They've seen him in the Premier League. People have seen him play. We can now sell that player for money. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? There's no point you putting a player that's been in the academy playing at Preston and you want to try to sell it for 10 million quid. They're gonna tell you, we'll give you 3, 4. Do you know what I mean? That's what's gonna happen. You've got enough.
It's true.
That means so you've got to create this environment for your loanees where it's like you're gonna go to a good team where you're gonna be tested and you have to prove yourself. Yeah. Don't be ending up at flipping. When did we send Pulisic? Did they send him to like Alaves or somewhere like that? When did they send him to the first?
Before that, it was the Alaves, and then now it's only.
What do you want to do? What do you expect? What are you gonna bearing in mind you've scouted this guy and you bought him from that Penner or whatever that team is. Yeah? So you've already scouted him. So you're gonna send him to Alaves. What date are you gonna collect on Alaves that you haven't already collected from this team?
General. Yeah.
You know what's bad, yeah?
Sometimes it's just a loan just to get these players out of the club and get them playing football.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's right.
That's why it's been racket. I would send him out to Nice. Send him out to Nice. That's what I would do. Send him to Nice.
There was even rumours with Hannibal, that we'd agreed a loan with Everton as well as Sevilla, but we asked him where he wanted to go. No, you go where we tell you, because what we want to see is if you can cut it in the English league. So go to Everton and see. Right. And I've said to you guys,
James Garner, look at James Garner now.
He needed a manager like fucking Daesh, Hannibal, to channel his aggression. He's clearly got an aggression problem, and he can't handle his emotions on the pitch. We saw was it the Newcastle game, and he was fucking terrible. In that
could have been sent off.
Especially, yeah. He needs someone who to channel that aggression. Sean Dyche will do that. I'm not saying he's the best manager, but he could handle that and try and hone that in for a youngish player. But no, we say, where do you want to go? Same with Fred. We had a better offer for Fred and went, no, where do you want to go, Fred? Let me go to Turkey, and got less money for him. It's like, why? It's the patients running the asylum. That's the problem with
remember Donny van de Beek. Remember Donny van de Beek? It was meant to be some club in France, Lorient, and then what happened was Fabrizio ended up saying no, there's not been agreed a deal for Lorient, and then it was going to this team here. Then it wasn't. It was in the end. It was Frankfurt at the end. You know what I'm trying to say? So that took forever as well. And his loan deal should have been in the summer, but it dragged, and he couldn't find a deal. And United couldn't really get him a deal until December. And like I said, I watched the first 3 games of Donny van de Beek. I thought, yeah, cool. But I don't know if he's in the same, is he starting anymore? You get me? Like, he's not really, let's be honest. So I look at players now, and I'm like, you have to just get rid, man. I believe there's certain players that I think we can get rid no matter what, like the Wan-Bissakas, who else is in there? Amrabat will go back.
Any player they want to get rid of, they go back 100%. It's on the club if they want to.
Yeah.
If you force a player out, and I've said this before on this show, just because a player you don't want, you can't get rid of, does not mean you have to play him and involve him in the squad. Leave him out.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Leave him. If you like, all right, let's say we'll use Maguire as example. We trying to move Maguire out this summer and we can't move him on for whatever reason, whether it's his fault, whether it's lack of offers, whether it's a mix of those things or some other circumstances. All right, well, you're not playing. You could train, you're just not in the squad. We don't see you in 11. And I guarantee in January, who's going to press for a move? Maguire. Because he wants to play. Yep. If he's not played all the way from August up until the end of December, he's going to press for a move. Because people, wages and play. Sancho's a prime. I keep using that as an example. I remember the conversations in regards to Jadon Sancho and people talking about, how hard it will be to move him on. And because we signed him for X amount and because he's got the number 7 shirt and because he's on a big wage. And now where is he? Man's in Germany. So you can move on any player you really want to. It's on the club to do so. And what Traps is saying about the whole loan system, is spot on. And again, that ties into the ownership. That ties into Jim Ratcliffe and INEOS. I think it's a phenomenal idea. Will they implement that? How come we can be sat here on YouTube talking about, hey, you know what, and say, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's the thing though, Flawless. See where we are right now. We have to give the benefit of the doubt whether you want to or not, because it hasn't been long enough.
I think they can implement what you said in the summer, though. But I think what you said in the summer they can implement.
Well, what's going on? Because years time we could be seeing players going to flipping silly loans to flipping Turkey and whatever, and it's still the same thing going on. But I just think, because like you said, when you're talking about replacing players, when you've got a good structure of players, or a good scouting network and whatnot, you know, like that, you can say, right, there's 10 players, this profile can do this. These are the names. Done. Send the scouts. Go and watch this player. Go and watch him. Go and watch him. The loanees, you know, right, cool. We've seen them play in the Premier League. This one's good in the Premier League. That one's good in the Championship. They got promoted. Wasn't that great? All right, cool. Let's try and move him on. Let's get him in. You know what I mean? You have to have a system where everything works together. Do you know what I mean? So in the summertime, like for instance, if we had a team, if we had players, because don't get me wrong, obviously United are always going to have access to the best wonder kids and things coming up, and like for instance, Kobe Mainoo's coming to the team. He's been good, yeah. So at the end of the day, like say for instance, we needed a midfielder now. And people talking about this Frankie De Jong and whatnot. Frankie De Jong is not needed now, realistically. You know what I mean? But imagine if we had 3 Kobe Mainoo's. One's on loan, one's in the academy, and obviously Kobe Mainoo himself. Do you see what I mean? Then you ain't got to worry about going to a team and then they say, oh, United are in, they need an English player. Let's charge him extra 20 mil, because you're like, well, no, we'll just go and get the guy from loan and try him out. You know what I mean? And then you can, and that's when it's like, that's when the word will get around. It'll be like, oh, Man United are coming. Oh, can we overcharge them? Nah, they don't do that no more. You know what I mean? We can't do that no more. They'll just walk away. So, but that's what I'm trying to say. But this all starts with things like as simple as it is, but getting your loans out to decent.
Yeah, and that's something they can do. That's a small thing they can do in the summer. They can say, all right, we got to implement this from the start. Is when we loaning players out, there's actually a plan rather than what it seems is just get players out of loan just to get them out of loan. It has to benefit Manchester United in some way, shape, or form. So for it to benefit Manchester United in some way, shape, or form, it has to benefit the player, like Hannibal. If you're loaning players out and there's a Premier League team who wants him, why would you not send him to that Premier League team? Yeah. Because if he goes there and he has any form of success, then we go, well, he had success in the Premier League at a club not as good as ours with less talented players. All right, cool. Even if you think he was good there and you don't believe he's good enough for Manchester United, you know what will happen? That club will probably buy him. That club will look at him and go, he was successful. He's alone. Let's buy him. Or other clubs will look at that. But again, these are basics. You don't need to be a genius in regards to your footballing field to figure these things out. But we'll see. These are small things they can implement. They can do that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Big up to there's a super chat here from Sing is King. Big up the gang. According to Mike Keegan, breaking news: the United Stadium designers want a gig for 150k capacity mega project. Thoughts? Wow, 115k,
yeah. 150. I believe it when I see it.
I'm sure I heard there's a thing that it's probably bullshit, but apparently no club stadium can have a higher capacity than your national stadium, so we can't have more than 90k. I'm sure I've heard that before.
Wait, let me. What is the chat? Let us know. What's Italy's national stadium? What's their capacity?
They don't have one. No one has one.
They don't have one. No.
Spain don't have one.
Spain don't have one. Germany don't really have one.
America's different though. But I swear some of the stadiums in America are mad. They got like
France
130s in there.
So wait, where did they play like Coppa Italia final and stuff like that? Let me know in the chat.
They just go around the country.
They played that in Dubai this year. Dubai, didn't they? Saudi Arabia.
Oh, they probably
they played that in now. Yeah. Coppa Italia. They played it in Fingy. Listen, listen. You know what it is here with me, man. I'm gonna miss Old Trafford, but bro, bring the new stadium, man. We need renovating, bro. We need.
Saeed, I was saying to my dad the other day, my big problem with it is not knowing where the fuck I'll be sat, and I don't want a shit seat. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't want to get moved to some fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, they say
Really fucking, you're being the top.
115k. Well, like 115k. Obviously, what we got at the moment, 55,000 season ticket holders, in it.
Yeah.
So obviously, we need to get asked where we want to sit. Like, you need to come to us first and say, right, where would you like to sit?
Yeah.
Is where. Listen, it needs happening. We was on Jay's video talking about it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, big up Jay.
Big up Jay. Go watch that video. Jay Tomlin's FC, really good video. But yeah, it just needs to happen, man. We're living in the past.
Are you man saying you want to knock it down and go again?
I think we need to
go ahead.
I think we need purpose built, mate.
We need too much, bro.
Bro, I went to Wigan a couple of weeks ago. Their concourse is better than ours, mate. Their concourse.
Where do you think we'd play though?
But this is the thing. You have to keep Old Trafford and build at the back of it. Build new.
Bro, you know how mad it is down there.
And go again. Where are you going to play in the meantime?
No. You keep Old Trafford and you build next to it at the back of it. They've got the back of it. Or you do what Spurs did and they built around it, didn't they? And then eventually knocked it and came through. Like
they went to Wembley for 2 years.
We ain't gonna go and play at the Etihad.
Remember, Spurs went to Wembley for 2 years though.
Well,
yeah, we're going to play at the Etihad.
We're going to the Etihad. I'm not playing at the Etihad. I'm sorry.
We've got no choice. That's why I think it's foolish for them. What they should do is build a new stadium in some of that space and keep Old Trafford in the meantime. Because if we knock down Old Trafford, the only pitch that's in Manchester with capacity that is good enough for Manchester United, because some people are going to miss out, is the Etihad. Where else is there?
We're saying we've got 55,000 season ticket holders. It holds 50,000. What them 5,000 season ticket holders? You know what I mean? It just can't work. So they have to.
Do you know what as well, though? Do you know what another thing as well? What you have to remember is that it's going to be a bit mad. Like it's going to be because what you'd have to do, you have to remember, like we'd have to play on a Saturday. They have to play on a Sunday. The pitch has to be ready. Also, when it's Derby day, what are you going to do? Half and half? They're not having that.
Mate. Bro, Italy do it. Italy do it.
I was gonna say when AC and Inter ground, like obviously the San Siro, they would have done that. It would have been.
I watched a video. There's a video of the Champions League when they met. Was it the semi-final or something, or the quarter-final?
Yeah, last year.
Bro, there was Inter and AC fans mixed, bro, and celebrating goals, and they were just like calm with it. And I was like, bro, imagine that.
What happens in La Liga? Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, they both sit in each other's seats, man. You know what I mean? It's only in England where, for me, that tribalism is next level. I think for me,
that's what it is, man.
I wouldn't mind. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't mind, if there was fans around me in it. But the problem is, though,
your head would be.
The thing is,
you would.
No, I'm saying though, like that's what I do like it though when fans in other countries can sit with each other and it's like it's all good and that.
We gotta go down to City and someone celebrate.
There you go.
Over the head top.
I'm saying the problem is though, it's not the people, it's alcohol. Really, let's be honest. It's not people. It's alcohol. Alcohol changes people, drugs, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? That's what it is, really. Let's be honest. Because at the end of the day, you're telling me Spain and them man don't drink. You know what I mean? And they don't do whatever. You know what I mean? They do. German fans drink more than English fans, but they're respectful and they're chilling and whatnot.
They can actually take it out to the pitch as well, which is even fun.
Man.
Germany's the best place to go and watch football, man. There's everything. It's just on deck everywhere. There's no rules. There's no rules. There's man in the freezing cold with no tops on, and that guy mental.
That's Newcastle, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say Newcastle.
Yeah, that's Newcastle.
But you know what? Like, man. I'm not gonna lie. The whole mixed fans fight is horrible, man. Because, like I said, I went and sat in the Brentford end when we lost 4-0, man. I was depressed, bro. That was depressing.
Could not do that. Ever.
But listen, I'm just saying it. Like it's one of them where, with Man United now, get a new stadium, cool. Don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean. That feeling won't be the same. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest, man. That atmosphere on Sunday was different level, man. Old Trafford and what it could be. But the problem is the roof's leaking. The fucking toilets. I've never been in toilets. I've been there once, probably. You know what I mean? It's bad, man. The conditions. They've only just got Wi-Fi in the stadium. You know what I'm saying to you? So it's not great. You're in an industrial site. You know what I mean? It's not pretty, man. It's not pretty at all. So I'm all for new stadium, new plans. Like I said, stay in Old Trafford and then build a new stadium, the outer land that's around it, and then go from there. You know what I'm saying? And then that's where I think we should do. Big up to Tactical Statistician says, I recommend watching Mexico versus USA final today. We can find a hidden gem from America's probably Mexican. This game will be worth it, fellas. And they're playing today. I didn't even know that. Is it CONCACAF final?
It's the CONCACAF final. Yeah, it's the final. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Right, I didn't even know that.
Do you know what though? You know, if you got a new stadium, man, do you know what I don't like about Old Trafford, about the atmosphere at Old Trafford, yeah, is that I don't feel like we give opposition hard enough time, man. I need to see some whistles and some cheers, and I need to see, like when players, when you go to those Spanish teams, you just hear bare whistles and cheers.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. They make it uncomfortable, hostile environment.
If we do get a new stadium, like even now, I feel like we need to make it so difficult for people to come.
Problem you have, Traps, and someone mentioned it in the chat line, but it's very true. What you're going to find is if it's 115,000 seater or even 90 or even 85, that's not going to go to season ticket holders. The season ticket holders are going to stay the same. And it's all going to be like the San Siro. They have both the ultras either side and the rest is why it's mixed is because it's all mixed. Next to me, around me, there's more and more day trippers coming in. People's season tickets are going. There's more and more day trippers coming in. I've said it so many times. They don't want the likes of me and Saeed there. They don't want us going in, not spending a penny, watching the game and going. They want the bags full of. They want 115,000 different people every single week because that's where they're getting.
That's what they want, man.
That's where the money's coming. And so if it's 115,000 seater, there'll still be 55,000 season ticket holders, and the rest are just going to be day trippers coming to spend the money. That's what they want, and that's how they're going to make the money back and just again bleed the club dry. That's exactly what it will be.
Yeah, because Man City Stadium, it's not really pretty, man. When you actually look at Man City Stadium, it's not
fucking ugly. I hate it.
Yeah, man, it's not very great. But what they've done is though, the outer bit though, I can't lie, it's decent. Like when you look at it from outside,
can you make Bezit look worse? How can you make Bezit look worse? You know what I mean?
someone watching this from Bezit right now swinging punches at thin air. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they throw punches at the air right now.
Grew up around there. I know exactly how much of a shithole it is. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, trust me. I don't live too far from there now. Grew up around the corner.
Yeah. But they built the Co-op Arena, didn't they? They built the Co-op Arena next to it now. That's going to be extra revenue for them.
Megan Thee Stallion going to be there, isn't it? Apparently.
Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion, man.
And
yeah,
the Co-op Arena thing.
Hey, free Tory.
Hey, that's crazy.
That's the thoughts and views of Traps and Traps only. Just to clarify.
Yeah, that's crazy. But now, listen. You know what it is, yeah? It's just one of them where, United needs to do step by step, man. Get transfers done, then get the stadium run. You know what I mean? What are you going to buy? Like, you're going to see Scott McTominay running around New Old Trafford, man. That's what he wants, man. That's what Traps wants. Scott McTominay around the new stadium in about 3-4 years' time, yeah, with the captain's armband. You know what I mean? Him thinking Scott McTominay. We need to. When you have a new house, yeah, you buy new furniture. You go and buy it and make it look good. You know what I mean? You don't just get your old furniture and that. Come on, man. Come on,
I hear it. Look, I genuinely think that these lot are going to come with some big plan to do the regeneration thing. I think that's going to be the first port of call with these lot, to be honest with you. So you might see a lot of shit. You might see a lot of shit going on for the next year or so. But I honestly do think what you have to remember is that this CEO coming in, this is his first CEO job. So I don't think, like I said, I don't know too much about him. I know he comes from good stock and he's got a good CV in positions that he's been in. I don't think he's come here to fail. I really don't think.
You're talking about Barada here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think he's come here to sit by and let these lot dictate to him in a certain way. I feel like he's come here and he wants to. He's going to. Obviously, he's been offered a position that he was probably never going to get at Man City. If we're going to be honest about it, well, he might have got it at a time, but for the foreseeable, it's not viable that he's going to get that job because of obviously who's involved. But he's come here, and it's an opportunity for him, obviously, because if he leaves here as a success, then effectively the world's his oyster. He can say, boy, I want to work in Spain. I want to go back to Spain. I want to go to Portugal. I want to go. There's going to be offers everywhere. So, I mean, as it stands right now, the unfortunate thing with these things do not happen overnight. No. So we have to give it time. And I know it's hard because this team and this club and these people that own our club have given us a hard flipping time for 10 years. So it's hard to give them any more time. But it is what it is, man. It's like, for me, like I said, I mean, Double A's obviously said he's not really happy with the whole Dan Ashworth thing and the time that it's taken. But I've just said it to myself is I'm not listening to the back and forth. Would they want 20 million? All I want to know is by the time the season concludes, everybody is here. Because this season got written. This season got written off for me months ago. But not gonna lie, it's not been written off like that because we've been given a lifeline. Yeah, you guessed it. McTominay, we are in the semi-finals of the FA Cup.
Man. Amad Diallo. That's why we're in it.
Do you know what? Yeah, see that last week? Was it last weekend or the weekend before? That weekend, it gave us the opportunity. Spurs lost, Aston Villa dropped points, and we beat Liverpool. It was like, look, it's giving us a little lift for the end of the season. But that's all I want to see. I want to see us maybe get into the Champions League. If we can do it by playing the football, not by other teams falling off, but let's just win our games and hopefully we get in there. But FA Cup, I do want to win it. I'm not going to lie. I do want to win it. I do think it's an achievable task. And I do think that Ten Hag's going to be jammy like that. He's going to end up winning the trophy and just being a jammy cunt. But, yeah.
You know what? Before we wrap up, I wanted to discuss the Malacia thing. Did you man see the Malacia thing?
What happened?
I don't know if it's true or not, but they're saying, Malacia is not only struggling with physical problems, but also mental ones as well. Come from this journalist, Spot One, and he was saying basically, Malacia. Man FC have problems at left back. Malacia struggle not only physically but mentally. Luke Shaw is injured but should remain number one. Man United therefore looking for a new backup left back for coming season. You know what's mad, man? Like Malacia, I can't lie to you. For what at the signing we bought him for, I think he had a fairly decent season. But then obviously this year he's just been like MIA, bro. Like I know he's had his injury and whatnot.
I thought about the situation, and I said it repeatedly. I hope it wasn't anything outside of this, and I hope that journalist is wrong, and it's not from a mental standpoint. Because one thing getting injured, but he got an injury. We didn't hear anything about it. We didn't hear what the injury was. There was no talk of recovery time. There was no talk of a setback. There was no talk of surgery. There was no pictures. There was nothing. And that's what made me say, I hope it isn't more than football. So I hope that journalist is wrong. And he is okay. Like, forget from a footballing perspective, just him as a human being type of thing. So hopefully we see him back.
Yeah, 100%, man. He's a good kid, man. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, I don't know, man. It's just people say Princely Promise.
People, he's a good kid now, is he saying? Good kid, is he?
Bro, he's a good lad, isn't he? He's a good lad. He's a good lad, man. He's a professional. He gets on with his job. You know what I mean? And you know what it is? Yeah, he knows his role. And I wouldn't mind him as a backup left back. He's a good backup left back. You see what Scott McTominay isn't? He isn't a good backup to anything. He needs to go. How about that? How about that? That's the issue.
Said, you like his advert though, innit?
Huh?
You like the advert though, innit?
Nah, advert. Listen, it was all right. It was all right. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna hate on no adverts because it's one of them, innit? You know what I'm trying to say to you. But ultimately, bro,
so well.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with it. I just hope he's all right, man. And he gets better.
Mental health is real. Mental health is very real. And
for real, man.
When you're recovering from an injury, and maybe the injury might not be going well, or whatnot. To be honest with you, I don't even know if he's injured or not, because like I said, the last thing I saw, he was having like a fun time with Rashford on holiday, and I never saw him again. So I thought, obviously, like, we was making jokes about, obviously, like, he's in witness protection, Quincy Promes and all that, you know what I mean? Like, they're all narcos together, the Quincy Promes cartel and all that other stuff. But generally, like, look, if mental health is real, innit? So if he's suffering from mental health, again, this could be Man United, the pressure of being a Man United player and what's been said and what's been going on. So, obviously, I just hope that whatever he's going through, that he manages to get to overcome it. And obviously, hopefully, he can come back and play again. But I don't really know. Like I said, nobody really knows the ins and outs of it. And like I said, we haven't heard anything from Malacia for God knows what. So who knows? Someone put a thought to themselves, let's just put a story out because it will trend. It will trend.
Yeah. That's what United is, man. Any story, man. These journalists are just low, man. They'll just put anything out. You get me? And be like, yo, like that's basically what it is, man. Also, Maguire as well. He left England camp as well. Not expected to be out for a long time with injury. Initially described as not serious. Scan will clarify more. So I'm guessing he won't be available for Brentford. So there's no Evans. And yeah.
We're going to struggle, man. I said we're going to struggle.
What about Maguire?
Yeah, man. No Maguire, man. Show's over.
Show's over.
Give Brentford the 3 points now.
Give up the season, innit?
Yo, call it. Just call it a day.
Pack up and go on, man.
Yeah, man. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But listen, people, we're gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna wrap it up here, people, man. Big up to everyone who locked in. At least we have hit 500 likes, surely, man, guys. Let me see right now.
Surely we have
500 likes, guys. We've been here for what, a minute now? You know what I mean? Let me see what we're doing right now. We're currently on 409.
Come on,
409 likes. We're currently on. Let's get up to 500. Been a good discussion, man.
That's not good enough, man. How many people are in it?
It's a piss tape, man.
There's 821. 821.
Are we even at 500 likes?
This is why you see. This what makes me laugh. Yeah, people always say in the chat, "What is my channel? What is my channel? What is my channel?" This is why I don't have a channel. Yeah, because you know what I mean. Like you lot are sitting in here, 800 people. Why are you not liking it? Just get on the phone. Just
you're fully spot on, Traps. However,
everyone's got a phone. So whether you're on the laptop, whether you're on the TV, just open your phone, get on it, and like it. Saeed is here every day, you know. He's here every day at like 3-4 times a day. Just like the video, man.
Come on. Yeah. You heard it, people. You heard
However,
it.
That being said, though,
Traps.
You're spot on in what you're saying. Sorry to cut you off, but you do need a channel.
Yeah.
Even though you are 100% right.
Definitely.
Listen, I'll be honest with you, yeah. They get all of this for free. Yeah, they get all of this for free, yeah. If they want me to have a channel, go to my channel, subscribe, and when it's monetized, I will do it. So I'll do it every day. But I'm not doing it.
500. So basically, get you to 500.
And there, 500. No.
Yeah. So basically, get you to 500 subscribers because obviously you need 5,000 watch channel.
About 130, and I posted about 6 months. So get me to 500 subscribers.
What's your channel? What's your channel? What is it?
Yeah. What is your channel? What's your channel?
Same as that. Chaps.MUFC.
You say that like I know. I didn't know you had a channel. Why would have been subscribed?
Flawless. Come on.
Man said that like I didn't know you had a channel.
The MUFC Traps. Oh, there it is. Oh shit, there it is. Yeah. Right.
His last video was why Mctominay should be sold. I think that's what it was. You know what I mean?
No way. Nah. Let me find that.
I'm joking.
Nah, you don't have it, man. I need to see that, man. I need to see that, bro.
Say, do you know what someone said to me the other day? Yeah, someone said to me, "Nah, I can't believe this. I'm gonna go search your whole Instagram page. I'm gonna find you slating McTominay because I'm sure there must be a time when you slated McTominay." Off he went, and I never heard from him again.
Wow.
He's still searching, man. He's still looking.
I don't know what it is yet. I actually like McTominay, you know. I don't know what it is. I don't think he's a great football player, but I just like it. I just like his mentality.
You're a troll, Traps. That's what it is. You're a troll. That's why you like him.
Yeah.
Now you're acting like we don't know you. This guy. I don't know why I like McTominay because you are a troll. That's why you like McTominay. You said it openly, repeatedly on this show. It triggers people so much. This is why I talk about it. This is why you couldn't wait to send Saeed. I know you was laughing your ass off as you were copy and pasting that link to send to Saeed. You couldn't believe your luck, and he hadn't found out about it.
You know what? No, I'll be honest with you. Do you know what I was hoping for?
Go on, what you hoping for?
When Amrabat came in, I was hoping that I was praying that he failed. I was like, fail, please. Yeah, just fail, please. Just so I can have one more year of this McTominay stuff. I just need. Do you know what I need?
Wow.
Do you know what I need? I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I feel like I need one more season of McTominay, man. I need to get a shirt. I need to get a shirt.
See, troll. Go
Listen,
subscribe to
on that
channel.
note, this is why probably you don't get subscribers, man, because you know what I mean. But there's your channel anyway. Make sure you follow it, people. Big up Traps as always. Double A, man. What are you telling me, man? Big up to you as always, man.
Yeah, man. Big up. Thanks for having us on as always. Always the best way to start the week here on the Unfiltered podcast. Great to have Traps with us. As deluded as he is, it's always nice to put out and have those, give back to the community for those in need and stuff like that. So yeah, it's always good. Chop out with him. Saeed, big up to you for having us on. I always appreciate it. 100K soon come. Nice to see you had a good time in London as well the other day.
Yeah. Top. East
good.
London. Come on.
Yeah,
Traps is there as well. Traps is there. By the way, there's gonna be one in Manny Double A. I was telling Traps and Flawless. It's gonna be one in Manchester, and it's gonna be hopefully. I think it's Manchester red or blue. So I want you there, bro, fighting the cause.
Yeah, always.
Get me? So yeah. And anyone sat around Manchester, Samson, I need you there, Samson, and anyone who can make it from Manny and local. Get me? Make sure you're there.
Listen, I'll be there, man. Listen, I'll be there. I feel like, listen, see the conversations that me and Big Steve have, like,
I know. We need to see it live.
If you see, if you don't, I'm telling you, if you see it come to life, we have conversations where we're talking about players from like 40 years ago. Yeah, he's telling about times and things that come. He's got me to watch some. He's got me to watch some mad videos in that. But trust me, that conversation, will be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. Big up Victor, man.
Let me finish. Big up Flawless as well. Obviously, my
hype man. Yeah, man, you're hype man. You know what I'm saying? On the Tony Yale thing. You know what I'm saying? I'll do what Ash says. Make sure you're liking the fucking video, man. I mean, it's free content and it's entertaining. It costs you absolutely fuck all to do. No reason why you shouldn't be doing it. So make sure you're doing it. That being said, go and check me out on AAFC. I'm not even at 300 subscribers yet, so you need to go. Man, get
to be fair, I'm going down the Traps route. I've not posted for a bit. I'm having one of them mental blocks on content. Something new is coming very soon. But yeah, go over there. Talking Kit as well. Flawless' favorite show, Full Kit Rankers. That's with an R, not a W. Just go and check me out and come and give me shit for supporting Brazil and not England. That's always fun.
Nothing wrong with that, man. You support who you want.
I don't give a shit.
There we go.
Fuck you now.
Yeah, man. For real. No, big up, man. Always, man. I'm Flawless. You're live now. Bit of Sarcasm City Gaming. So let them know, man. It's gonna redirect us to now to there, bro.
Victor, shut up, Victor. But yeah, Victor's actually on the channel as well. So yeah, gaming channel. Victor's actually on my channel on a regular basis, people, just to clarify. But yeah, pro clubs, that's what we'll be redirecting to. Road terms, looking at Elite Division. We're Division 1, so we're trying to get to Elite Division. But yeah, man, make sure, again, support here first and foremost, because Saeed not only gives me, but many others this platform. So hit the like button, subscribe. We're going to get to 100K very soon. Big up to everyone who's been supporting me as well. Make sure you subscribe to all the man them. Please make sure you subscribe to Sarcasm City TV. We're on to 11K. Now, obviously, we recently just hit 10K. Did the 10K celebration stream yesterday. Go watch it. I was mash up. Make sure you check out Saeed's special as well. Which I've been doing Sarcasm City TV specials all week long, where it's like the biggest, best content creators in the game, and it's more so their backstory. So, like I said, Saeed's been on talking about his journey, Troops, Lee Gunner, Rance, Lewis, Matisse, all been on. So make sure, and I got a couple, one coming up tomorrow and one on Tuesday as well, people. So yeah, keep a lookout for that. But love every time, Saeed, man. Big up. I always enjoy this show.
Yeah, man. Big up, man. Big up to everyone who's locked in. I don't think it's going to be a midday live tomorrow, people, man. I'll let you know if there is. You get me? But, just check out the community page. If not, Straight Jacket Podcast will be back tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you tune in for that one as well. Big up to Ash, who couldn't make it. Big up to Andy Tate, as always. And yeah, man, head over to Sarcasm City Gaming, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.